That's loud. Thank you for being here. It is such a pleasure for me to be here with you all tonight. My name is Chris Hoy. I'm a Salem City Councilor, recently elected, and it's my pleasure to be here hosting tonight's event. So, thank you for being here. So, being the newest member of the Salem City Council, this is not necessarily my comfort zone, but I'm going to give it my best. I asked Mike to write a few notes, and he's probably getting a little bit nervous right now because he thinks I'm going to read what he actually wrote. It says I'm supposed to ad-lib with some lovely wit. I don't know about you, but this does not say lovely to me. I don't know, nothing. I can think of a lot of good words. Lovely's not one I choose, but that's just me. Thank you. Thank you. So, we are here tonight to make a difference in House District 19. It's been over 20 years since this seat has been in Democratic hands, and we're going to change that starting tonight.
Yeah!
House District 19 covers South and East Salem, Almsville, Turner, and it's been a Republican stronghold. And I'm so grateful that you're all here tonight to make a difference, to change that. With what's going on in this world, every House district that we can flip will make a difference. And I thank you all for being here. And it's my pleasure right now to introduce Drew Lindsay, who is the business manager for IBEW Local 280.
I'm actually the Republican precinct.
Get out.
It wasn't until recently that I found out that Mike was even running. He kept it a secret, and it finally got back to us. Well, in the IBEW, we promote people running for office. You have to have your voice heard, and I'm excited that he's going to get there, and Labor's actually going to have somebody that we can count on.
Yeah.
So many people don't want to make choices and get active these days. It's nice to see somebody young that's going to come up, and hopefully he stays active for years to come. For all of us greater people to go away. Also, I've got Cale. He's my organizer for IBEW 280. He's kind of, I'm grooming him to go other places also. I think he might be a politician someday too. Anyway, I'm really happy for Mike, and we're going to support him as much as we can, and I'm very proud of him.
My name is Cale Zischlag. I'm the organizer for IBEW 280, and working in construction, there's a lot of different politics, but I think we've all, no matter what our politics are, sat around and looked at some of the craziness that's happening at times, and really said that somebody, a real person, needs to step up and make a difference. One of us, somebody that knows something about hard work. And Mike, being a long time IBEW 280 member, he knows how to run a project. He knows that a good outcome takes a lot of hard work. And me being an IBEW member myself, I can say that one of us is stepping up to make a difference. And I can tell it's one of you guys too. And so, thank you, Mike. We're all really proud of you.
And now we get to hear about, how Mike's hand-me-down clothes were too big when he was a kid, and he was the only kid at Central Elementary to have his own cubicle. And Ann Snyder-Grassman is going to tell us all about that.
Hi. I'm Ann Snyder-Grassman, and Mike and I met in Mrs. Cleveland's kindergarten class at Central Elementary School. We played a lot of basketball and a lot of baseball, some of us better than others. And through the years, we just had a kindredship, whether it was letting glue dry on our hands in Mrs. Roberts' class in 2nd grade, or talking to Mr. Jolian about U.S. history. And Mike happened to be the only kid at Central Elementary School that sat in a cubicle. I'm not quite sure why, still to this day, but it's true. And Mike was always a critical thinker, and he always had a twinkle in his eye, and you could tell that he cared even when he poked fun at you or made jokes, or it never seemed malicious. It always seemed like at the heart of it all, he cared about you as a human being. And now it's 35 years later, is that what we counted? And it's still the truth. It's still the truth for Mike. He still cares about the people, and he still cares about Oregon, and he still cares about this place that we all call home. And I think about what's going on politically and what it is that we need, what I want in a representative, what I want working for me in government, and it's a Mike Ellison, and it's more Mike Ellisons. And so I think this is our opportunity tonight to make that become a reality, and how exciting to take on a challenge of 20 years of turning this over from a Republican stronghold to a Democrat one. So Mike, let's do this.
He knows what he wrote for the next one, so he really doesn't want me to read this, so I probably won't. You sure?
Yeah, they know me.
So I'm about to introduce Mike's wife, Maggie. And she's going to speak to you about how Mike always puts the toilet seat down. And the one time he picked up after himself. I'm not making it up, I'm just reading it. These are not my words. Just for the record. So it is my great honor and pleasure to introduce to you Maggie Ellison.
I brought notes. Anne didn't, because she's awesome. Okay, so yes, Mike has picked up once or twice since we've been married for 16 years. But to let you guys know who doesn't know me already, I am Maggie Ellison, married to Mike Ellison. I am a sign language interpreter. I primarily work at post-secondary education. And I also am a UFCW member for about 10 years now, working for Fred Meyer Jewelers. I have a note here to not get emotional. So I'm asking you guys to help me out here. If I get emotional, throw something at me or say something stupid, okay? I just need that. So here, the deal is for me, I'm trying to paint a picture from a spouse's perspective of who Mike is. And they pretty much already nailed it. Anne nailed it. He's a hard worker. And when you go to give a speech about somebody you're married to, it's hard because you live with them every single day. So what's good becomes the norm, right? It just becomes every day. Like, oh yeah, you know, he's good at not putting toilet seat down. But anyway, so I started to realize, oh, am I not close enough? Sorry, I'm not used to mics. Thank you.
Except for that one.
There's a lot of mics in the world, you guys. Do you realize this is like the most common name ever? I swear. So anyways, I realized what it boils down to is the man works his butt off. He has since day one. He's either holding down 2 jobs so that we can make ends meet throughout the years, so I could be home with the kids and go to school. He's determined, he's committed. When we were first dating, I gotta say this, I'm sorry, I can't help it, it's too cute. When we were first dating, like literally the first 2 months of dating, he said to me, I'm gonna marry you. But any sane person would have ran, right? Because who says that in the first 2 months? You don't do that, you run. Well, I stuck it out and I just kind of was like, oh, that's cute. You know, he likes me that much. 4 years later, he did marry me. So the man gets what he wants, right? Soon after our first son was born, he made some big life changes for the better. He's always bettering himself. And he started working a lot at a cabinet factory. He worked his butt off. That place had him working overtime all the time. But what was good about it, it was a change of pace for him. And we, not to say that we were comfortable financially, but we were better off in the sense that he was working like a Monday through Friday job, full-time. Different than what he was working, you know, weekend nights. A couple years later, we had our second son born, and he was able he was afforded the opportunity to get a union electrician job with Northside Electric, who's been family to him ever since. And that provided us income stability and benefits and retirement, something that he strongly believes everybody deserves.
Yeah.
That is what he's Gotta get emotional here, somebody say something silly. So anyway, he's been with Northside for, he'll tell you how long, it's been a long time. I could do the math as to my kid being born, he's 12 now, so it's been 12 years, yeah? He still maintained 2 jobs a good portion of our earlier lives, large part because I was in school and we had young kids and I needed to be home with them and get my schooling done. So he worked his butt off all the time. Where am I going? I gotta look at my notes. So even though he continued to work his 2 jobs, we still maintained a family life. He values time with his kids, and one thing that he always did is take lunch to school for Corey and Ethan for like their elementary years. Now they're in middle school, so that can't happen. Thank God, you know. No. Anyway, so what he does now is we have a little boy named Wesley. He's 4. He's super cute. He's back in the corner with a bunch of other cute little kiddos. And what he does is every single Thursday, he takes them out to either lunch or to get air. Because time is precious, and this man's busy. People who know us, our families, they know we are busy. Life is chaotic. And he knows that this is very important to his boys, to be there for his boys. And that is one thing that I absolutely love that he does. Taking a little different turn here, like I said, determination and like getting things done. He came to me one day, about 5 years ago now, and he said, I think I want to go back to school. Awesome, of course. I mean, I'm in school, you put me through school, like, yeah, I'm not gonna knock that. This was like fall term, you know, schools go by fall, winter, spring. And I'm like, cool, let's think about what school, what you're gonna do, maybe next fall, you'll get, he's like, no, I'm gonna, like, now. I'm like, oh, okay. He literally was registered full-time for school that spring term. So he plowed into it. And in 5 years, he got 2 degrees, a bachelor's of science in electrical engineering and a master's in renewable electrical engineering. Renewable energy engineering. I keep saying that. The man is crazy. He's crazy in a good way. He really is. Anyway, I'm not looking at my notes anymore. I've lost it.
We got that.
Well, I covered most things here. So anyway, I'm going to end here soon. You guys get the picture. He's a good man. He is what's right. He is for equality. He is for the people. He's going to listen. He's not going to be the bad guy. He is the good guy. I need to take a moment to emotional. Nobody's recording this, right? I need to take a moment, though. I can't look at my mom. To give a shout out to our family for being there for us.
Yeah! All right!
Somebody's supposed to get up and dance. Anyway, without my parents and his parents, Connie and Mitch Lees, Patty Ellison, Linda and Doug Ellison, we would not be here today. It takes a village.
Yeah! Woo!
How do you follow that? Let's just elect him right now, right? Let's elect Matt.
Not a dry eye in the house.
Yeah, we got them all. Nicely done.
It's not supposed to happen.
So, we we've all been talking about Mike. You all probably already know him, but you're getting to know him a little bit better. And now you've heard about him putting the toilet seat down. You've heard about him picking up after himself. You're going to hear about him talking about how Nancy Reagan implemented the prison industrial complex and set America and the world on a path of destruction we may never recover from. Just say no, my ass. I'm just reading from the notes. That's what it says. But we are about to hear from Mike himself in his own voice, and I couldn't be prouder to introduce my friend Mike Ellison to you all.
Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm crazy. My name is Mike Ellison, and I am running to be your state representative in Oregon's House District 19.
Yeah! Yeah!
Thank you all very much for taking time out of your lives to come and support this campaign tonight. We're all here because we believe in something. We believe that things can be better. We believe that our elected leaders should be accountable to us and that they should be dedicated to serving our needs and solving our issues. We are here tonight because we deserve leaders like that, and we're willing to work for it. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you to Chris Hoy, our distinguished city councilor, and someone I'm very proud to call my friend. Thanks to Drew and Kale for showing up to represent a local I am very grateful to be a part of, the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local 280.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
Woo.
Thank you to my friend of 35 years. We started in kindergarten, through middle school, through high school. I'm still really good friends with her and her husband Ryan, and she managed to find a few nice things to say about me after all that time. Not quite as many as I was expecting. Thank you to Nate Scher in the back from Northside Electric. I guess I'd call him my boss, but he's more like a big brother. Without his full support, I wouldn't be able to pull this off. I wouldn't be here without full buy-in. I know he's probably not happy that he might have to find a fill-in January of 2019, but sorry, bud. I'll be back in July. Thank you to my mom, Patty, my dad and stepmom, Doug and Linda, and my in-laws, Connie and Mitch. I probably haven't always made you super proud parents, but I know how proud you are of me tonight, and that makes this so much easier. Finally, thank you to my boys, Corey, Ethan, and Wesley, who are in the back. They are awesome boys, and not sure what I did to deserve them, but having them on board with this is more than I could ask for. And thank you to my beautiful wife, Maggie. Sounds like I finally got the endorsement I was waiting for. None of this would be possible without them allowing me to do it, and I can't even begin to describe how lucky I am to have them as my family. I've got some notes too, sorry. All of you here tonight probably have a slightly different knowledge of who I am, and I'm sure some of you I'll be meeting for the first time. So I'm going to go into a little background as we lead up to why I am running to be your representative. And why this campaign is so important to me. So we'll start in 1900, sound good? My great-grandma Mary was born in Albany in 1900. Fast forward 78 years, and I was born in that same small town. My mom's parents settled in Ontario, Oregon in the late 30s, early 40s. And my dad's parents raised him in Jefferson. My grandpa Stan still lives in the same house my dad grew up in. This state's been in my blood for a long time. And I am very proud to be the father of 3 sixth-generation Oregonians.
Yeah.
Growing up in Albany, I played sports, mostly basketball, all the way through high school. I went to work for the first time on a strawberry farm around the corner from our house. I think I ate more strawberries than I picked and didn't ever make any money, but I ate good. I worked various jobs throughout high school, bucking hay on a friend's farm, working in a car wash, greasing trucks with my dad, or working in the warehouse at the electrical contractor where my mom worked. As a junior in high school, I was given the opportunity by Congressman DeFazio to spend the year in Washington, D.C. as a page in the U.S. House of Representatives. And I can't tell you what an amazing experience that was and how much I learned. Being able to meet and watch some people that have been very influential in my life from afar, like Congressman DeFazio, Ron Wyden when he was a representative, John Lewis, Pat Schrader, and of course Bernie Sanders when he was in his second term as a U.S. representative. After returning home from that year, getting back to normal life was tough on me. I started to lose focus on what had been a promising life up to that point. After graduating high school, I went through a pretty difficult time in my life. I developed a problem with alcohol, a problem that many in my family have faced. After losing my older brother in an accident, I had a hard time finding much meaning in life. While this is not a period of my life I am proud of, I am very proud of the man that emerged. I credit this moment in my life for solidifying my belief in people and for making me capable of seeing good in others, even though they might be facing hard times. I don't tell you this as some qualification for office, just to demonstrate that I'm just a normal guy, and that's how I want to represent you, as someone who's normal, who's had issues, who's overcome them, believes that other people can do the same, and faces the same issues that many of you face every day.
Yeah.
14 years ago, my oldest son, Corey, was born, and he put my life back on track. I quit drinking when he was 2 months old, and I've never looked back. I was able to rededicate my life to being accountable and to being to service of others. Shortly after my second son, Ethan, was born, I rejoined the union, became an apprentice, became a residential journeyman electrician before going back into the apprenticeship to earn my inside general journeyman's license. During this time, I remained focused on being accountable to my family, my friends, and my brothers and sisters at work. I took on a second job on weekends so that we would be comfortable as Maggie worked on her dream of becoming an American Sign Language interpreter. As she was nearing the end of her schooling, I was getting close to finishing my apprenticeship, I felt the need to return to school myself so that I could be of more value and set a better example for my boys. Conveniently, right after I returned to school, I learned that we would be having our third boy. So there would be one more person to be accountable for and set a good example. But school was a struggle. With the new baby and Maggie trying to start a career, but we made it through. I finished school in June with a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering and a master's degree in renewable energy engineering.
It's hard for me to say those degrees. I'm sorry.
As if all that wasn't enough, as I was nearing the end of my education, Maggie was pretty excited when I regained my love of politics and my desire to get involved. So I became involved in the 2016 presidential primary election. Up until that time, I tried to be a service to my community through organizations like Habitat for Humanity or YMCA, but I'd mostly remained an informed but uninvolved person when it came to politics. When I got back in to the political fray, I became a delegate to the state convention for Bernie Sanders, became a Marion County Precinct Committee person, attended Democratic Party of Oregon meetings and functions, served on the DPO's budget committee, and met some truly amazing people. These are the people I've added to my list of people I feel accountable to, who have provided me another avenue to be of service. I guess you could say I spent the last 14 years building a wall of accountability. Now I think that brings us current, so we all be on the same page. Everybody knows me now. Hopefully it gives you a little insight into how I ended up here today. Simply, I believe that we need elected officials who are accountable to those who elect them. As someone who truly enjoys being of service and has rededicated my life to being accountable, I feel called to put those values into action to be of service to you and to be accountable to you. That is what servant leaders do. And that is how a democratic republic is supposed to operate. If you would have asked me a few years ago what I would be doing in life, this probably wouldn't have been it. But I now realize that I can no longer sit on the sidelines as our futures and the futures of our children are in jeopardy. I really thought I would be using my background as an electrician and my degrees in engineering to get on the forefront in the search to mitigate climate change. Then I realized maybe I can put those services to use in the Capitol, where with the right plan, we can lead the way into a burgeoning new green economy that will provide more, better, high-paying jobs across the state while reducing our harmful footprint.
Yeah.
The time is now and the technology is ready for us to transition away from fossil fuels if we just make the commitments necessary to implement it. This new economy won't just give our children something to look forward to, but it gives them a fighting chance. With my friends in labor by our side, we can also begin to restore the middle class that has been desecrated by a rigged economy and is further under attack as we speak. As a union tradesman, I understand the value of a fair day's work for a fair day's pay. And I believe that every single person that has hopes of providing for themselves and their family should be able to do just that. It's no secret that the middle and lower class, or middle and lower income individuals and families are what drives our economy and are what makes us great. Rich people with more money in their pocket does not strengthen the economy, nor does it provide jobs.
Right.
Demand is what strengthens our economy, and demand is what provides jobs. Demand is created by middle and lower income families having more money in their pocket to spend.
Yes.
As an engineer, I'm trained to use data or material available to me to produce things of value. I will put those skills to use as your representative, as someone that will be able to think outside of the political box and think of new solutions to the same old problems. The biggest of those problems, in my opinion, is the growing income inequality we are witnessing due to corporate influence over our political system, right here in Oregon and across the nation. People want upward mobility from our system. That's what we're taught, that if we work hard, we'll be able to leave our children better off than we were. That was true for my parents, and I'm very grateful for that. But that dream is seeming less and less likely for many hardworking Oregonians. It is well past time for corporations and the wealthiest individuals to use their record wealth to pay their fair share, so we can shift the tax burden off of the working class and to those who have benefited the most from our rigged economy.
Yeah. Yes.
And at the same time, we must limit the effects that money from those same corporations and uber rich has on our political system. Where in Oregon, there currently is no limit to what effect they might have. Right now, corporations outspend labor unions 35-1 in the political arena. Is it any wonder why we're losing? This needs to change, and we need elected officials that will fight to make sure it changes, so we can begin to reinvest in areas that have been robbed from us in recent history. Let me be clear, fixing this will not be easy, but most things that are worth it never are. I know we can if we come together and fight and take the steps necessary to prove that we are important. As a father of 3 public school children and a product of public school myself, I will fight to ensure that any budget contains a fully funded educational system from pre-K to college, so that our children have the knowledge they deserve and the skills they need to be successful in whatever they choose to do. With the ultimate goal of single payer, I will work to ensure that all Oregonians have affordable health care. We're also facing a housing crisis here in the state, and it's making its way down to Salem. There's a lot of new jobs coming in and not a lot of places to live. We have a growing houselessness issue, and through the recommendation of some local doctors, I will work to implement a sobering center here in town, which is a facility where some of our houseless can go rather than expensive trips to the emergency room or to jail. They'll have a sobering center where they can go and even get the care they need to deal with any alcoholism or addiction issues they might face. No lawmaker should make decisions that affect a woman's body.
Right on.
Not only that, but women and girls deserve access to every resource that will make their tough decisions easier, which is why I volunteered for organizations that provide housing solutions for teen and young moms so that they have somewhere to go if their options are limited, so that they are able to. I will fight to ensure that LGBTQ rights are protected. I will. Finally, I will remain immovable as I strive with you to achieve racial and social equity. Now, I know it sounds like I just listed off a bunch of problems, and Mountain seems really big, but please stay involved and keep fighting. Together we can accomplish these difficult tasks ahead. I may be the name that appears on the ballot in the coming elections, but really, this is our campaign. This is our election. This is our government, and we can fight for it.
Yeah.
Whether you've been fighting for a while or this is your first political event that you've been to, I believe in you, just as you believe in me, and we can do this. I promise to work incredibly hard for the chance to be your representative, and I promise to be a servant leader in the community. My name is Mike Ellison, and I am running to be your state representative in Oregon's House District 19. Thank you.
Let's give him one more round of applause.